The whales of Marvel Strike Force are angry. They are organizing a boycott, and FoxNext has responded. What is this going to mean for the game and your account? We are talking about it all in this video, guys. And if you're ready for that, let's go smash it.
ValleyFlyin.
What is up, Valley Maniacs? ValleyFlyin here. I am back. Welcome to the channel, and it has finally happened. The whaliest of whales in Marvel Strike Force have finally said, we have had enough. We are wanting some changes in Marvel Strike Force. We like the game. We think it can be better, but we need these things changed for this to be a good game for us to invest our money in. And they have issued an ultimatum to FoxNext. FoxNext has responded. I'm expecting a much bigger response, though. We're going to talk all about what their grievances are, who is participating in this boycott, plus there have been boycotts in other games in the past, and what kind of results can people be expecting from this kind of spending boycott in Marvel Strike Force? Well, I'm going to talk about that as well. All right, so before we get into all that, I do want to mention some of the sponsors of this video. The first one is BlueStacks, great emulator. The other one is this one, LootCakes, and this is a way that you could get rewarded for some of your purchases on free-to-play games in iOS, Android, and Steam, and you could be in an alliance and get rewarded for other people's purchases as well. Now, LootCakes is doing a special promotion. Anyone that uses the code down below is entered for a $100 drawing, $100 gift certificate. And that code ends tomorrow, though. It ends on the 31st of January. So if you want to start to use LootCakes and get rewarded for some things, then make sure you use that code by tomorrow, and you will be entered in that drawing. But let's look at this Reddit post and this letter that was to the developers at FoxNext, authored by Fate's Fury, who is the leader of Legion of Cabal, but apparently the whole cluster, as well as the Pants of Hulk cluster, Wakanda, and a bunch of the other top alliance clusters were involved in the formation of this. We're talking a while before they actually released this statement late yesterday. So a lot of alliances involved, just a few that I want to point out. Legion of Cabal, Pants of Hulk, probably the two biggest alliance clusters. Wakanda also involved. We got my alliance right there, the Hydra Space Aliens also involved, a bunch of other clusters involved. There's a lot of alliances. The whole Sigma cluster looks like they are involved in this as well. So a lot of participation already from the community, less than 24 hours. And if we look at the power leaderboards in the game, Fate's Fury right here at the number 3 spot, very, very large collection power, and probably spent a lot of money on the game. Don't know him personally, but yeah, probably spent a lot to get that kind of collection power. And if we go real quick, scroll through the top collection of the strongest alliances in the game, a lot of the alliances that you saw in that Reddit post mentioned here. So if these guys can stick together with solidarity, not spend any money, I think that this could have a good positive outcome for the game, because I think that's ultimately what all these players want. They want a positive solution. They want the game to be better, which is why they're doing this. If they didn't care about the game, they'd either quit or just do nothing. But I think they're very passionate about the game. They like this game, and that's why they are doing this. All right, so let's take a look at this letter itself, guys. And obviously it was penned by Fate's Fury, mentioned before, but one thing that they did mention here is this was a big collaborative effort by many alliances. There were alliances that were very integral in putting this together, and they put their rivalries aside because they believe this is more important. I would definitely agree, because if there's so much attrition, people quitting this game, people not wanting to play it, what do all these in-game rivalries really mean if nobody's playing this game? So this is hopefully going to produce some positive change in the community. Hopefully FoxNext responds to this in a good manner and making the game better. But one thing that they mentioned is at the end of season, it should be a day of happiness, excitement, but it's kind of evolved to this point right now where people are leaving, and you're needing to really scramble and stress at the end of seasons to see who is staying, how many people you need to replace, and sometimes alliances don't survive that, which is not good. Attrition and throttling. This is the first bullet point right here. Orange gear economy and red stars is completely broken. I would definitely agree with that. Players need a means of progress. Right now, for many vets and MSF supporting player base is down to a lottery system where thousands upon thousands of dollars just for a mere chance to progress. RNG is not a sustainable method for progress. the single most important resource in the game. Red stars is a totally lottery system and biggest contributor to attrition. Orange gear as well has no means to obtain in the quantities needed, randomly or targeted. Furthermore, that gear has a huge paywall on it. No, it's more than double the cost of purple gear. Throttling and lack of progress is staggering. Two things that are responsible for a huge player quitting the game. I would definitely agree to this. The amount of orange gear that it takes to even enter Dark Dimension 3 is going to be insane, and there's no way to really get all that orange gear right now except for refreshing the store, which is all RNG as well. So much RNG in the progress. Red stars, they've been broken from day one. There was a little fix for it, but that was not enough. It still leaves a lot of players without being able to really progress their rosters the way they want it. It's all left up to randomness, which is not fun. That's not fun for a game like this, where you want to use strategy to progress and not just luck. All right, new content. It's understandable that new game modes take time. However, the pace at which anything beyond new characters are released makes it appear as though it's neglected. Corresponding events are acknowledged. Surely not everything is as time consuming as ISO 8. We're going to talk about that in a little bit, but raids and challenge tiers are released at a much faster pace in the first year of release. What happened? The lack of new content is having a negative impact on both progression and interest in the game. I would agree. We haven't had a lot of new content in a while. We've had new characters, but nowhere real new that we need these characters for, or that we could really use them. And we're going to talk about these new characters because, yeah, they need to switch that as well, because the way they're releasing these characters at this slow pace and not becoming farmable is not fun as well. But yeah, we definitely need new things to do in this game. It's boring for myself to keep doing the same exact raid lanes every single day, but you kind of have to progress at this game and build up your characters and get it ready for newer content that is supposed to be on the horizon. All right, new characters. They're great for the excitement and possibilities of what might be achieved by them. There's not enough gold, ability mats, gear, and red stars being distributed that it sucks the good out of every little bit of new that we do and is getting looked upon negatively. On top of that, it's compounded with a lack of shards available to get them to a useful level of play. People would love new character releases if they have resources in which to do something meaningful with them. Unfortunately, they're released at such a fast pace means to farm them so slow it's nearly impossible for the majority of player base to be thrilled with actual new content that we actually regularly do see. Man, tongue-tied there. But there's a lot of issues here. The first is a lack of resources to really build these characters. You know, if you're playing in the mid or end game, you can't really use a character at 3 stars or 4 stars. You need them with higher gold stars on them to even be able to use them in the current state of the game. The quick farming, the quick release of these new characters. I mean, there was a little over 7 days last week. We had 3 new characters released. That is way too quickly. I don't know what happened there, but that was crazy. And then definitely the shards, the farmability of certain characters. Black Widow, why is she still not farmable? Minerva, I understand why she wasn't made farmable, but we're coming up on almost a year that this character has been out and still no way to reliably get any shards for her. Same thing with Colossus. So this is something that needs to change. We need, I don't know if we need, but I would like a more predictable method of knowing when these characters are going to become farmable. I've said it many times, I'm probably going to spend more money if I know that, but with the kind of uncertainty that's up in the air right now with when characters are going to become farmable, I'm not spending that much money on these new characters except to make content for you guys. Negative progress. Stealth buffing raids leads to severe frustrations. Little progress being made, stifled. This needs to stop. Not looking for admission or comment, just stop. Not sure if this is going on. Personally, I know this was a bug before with StarkTech, and I've been doing a lot of autoing on the raids, so I don't know if these raids are being buffed or not. But if it is, let me know in the comments, guys. If FoxNext, if you guys are buffing the raids, stop doing that. I mean, geez. Make the lanes different, put different characters in, but I don't know if there's a need to really buff anything, especially stealthily. If you're gonna buff it, let people know. ISO 8 is a mixed bag, has great potential. However, given history, it is low that it will be a form of reset like red stars are. I agree with this. I think that's where a lot of the frustration was. It just wasn't very fun, is one of the major comments that I saw from when it was on a test server. With this though, I don't know if ISO 8 is going to be a good thing, but I think it is a very promising that they took all the feedback and gave the system a total revamp. I hope it's not RNG dependent, but this is something that I hope will be fixed. And I hope that they will do some play testing before they release the current iteration or the revamped version of this ISO 8, take feedback and just keep going there until it's a nice, fun level. Half-baked solution, revamp reward structure, feeding more red star orb fragments, dupes basically, agreed. More orange gear fragments, RNG progress. So the orange gear, the only really way you could get that is with a lot of RNG. You need this stuff to show up in your shop, and the thing you want may never show up. So that is total RNG, not fun in my opinion at all. Reward structure in all modes needs a hard look. Probably, yeah. Milestones, raid rewards, season rewards. They're many too dated. I mean, even the achievements are super outdated right now. A lot of the stuff super outdated. Do something about red star dupes. It is insanity. I think this is the worst part of the game for most people is these red stars. Real solutions. Reward promotion credits. Yes, they've done that with the bugs, but do that on your own. We need that. I mean, that's not going to break the game, having a 6-star character that you could choose in a person's roster or a 7-star character that you could choose on someone's roster. It's not going to break the game. So I would like to see this whole red star system revamp. Release Nexus campaigns. They talked about that a little. Reward more gold. That's definitely something that they need, especially with the rate that they're releasing these new characters. Add characters to stores and campaigns at the same pace characters are released. I think this is going to be done. I don't know. It sounds like it's going to be done, but you never know with FoxNext. That's what these are needed in actual means. Targeted progress where people can feel good about the effort that I put in. Yes, that's the main thing that I would agree with. The RNG aspect, the gambling aspect, just not fun. Monetize solutions. So these are the things that people are paying for. Promotion credits, they should be more available to purchase. Max earned for purchase since its inception has been a 5 red star promotion. That is pathetic. I agree. You are responsible for killing off your financial supporters. So the whales are mad. They want to progress as well. All the issues that I was having with this, I guess the top spenders are having the same issues with some of the things going on in the game. Targeted progress in purchasing what is needed. Negative return rate is at an all-time high. Most offers contain items that are not needed or not wanted. Some bundles make sense, but at most, these are giving you that. If you're offering premium orbs, offer just premium orbs. Yeah, and you know, you look at the later game players, even myself, I'm not a whale like a lot of the players that organize this are, but I've spent some money, but you know, even without that, most of my characters would be at 7 stars. So things like premium orbs, certain things just don't have a lot of value. And some of that things I think does need to be looked at. All right, end game. Here are the results, guys. This is the conclusion. FoxNext, your frustration game design philosophy has evolved into predatory, abusive, repulsive dynamic that has sucked all the oxygen from the room. We can no longer breathe in this environment. What we are prepared to do and have already started community support for this boycott. Enlist the aid of content creators and any other press coverage we can. We will spread this as far and as wide as possible. We will boycott for an undetermined amount of time. I hope you understand what this means. It's not when we can cave, it's when you do. It is understood that some of what is mentioned takes time. Some of it does not take much time as well. You can easily update reward structure as a show of good faith and effort that you're no longer just sitting idle, that you're actively engaged to create an environment where people have more joy than discontent. A boycott is easily avoidable, will you? Before you answer that, I would like to encourage you to stop and ask yourself, is it really so bad to make people happy via the means they all benefit from? Progress. The juice needs to be worth the squeeze, whether it's time or money. I think the big thing of this paragraph is this question posed right at the end. Ask yourselves, is it really so bad to make people happy via the means they benefit from? Progress. My opinion is no. I think it's good to reward your players, give players a sense of happiness, and give them some control in building up their rosters, and people are happy with your company and want to spend money on your game. So I think it would be very, very beneficial. FoxNext has responded though. Let's see what they said as a response to this. This was posted by Cerebral 11 hours ago as I'm recording this. Thanks for the detailed write-up. We appreciate the time you put into articulating your thoughts, and we have every intention to reciprocate. The dev team leadership personally read over this feedback, and I'm speaking on their behalf. In the last episode of Strike Time, the game director John Durr touched on a few of these subjects, including streamlining Blitz to reduce time investment, confirmation we're working on a brand new game mode, additional challenges and campaigns that will drop certain orange gear materials, and we've significantly delayed the ISO 8 feature and to incorporate feedback provided during the playtest. So one thing I don't see here, a lot of this stuff was addressed, so I'm hoping a lot of this stuff will come through fruition very soon. But one thing is not addressed at all is red stars, and this is not a good thing in my opinion. I don't think anybody is playing this game says, yes, I love these red stars. I think most people just play this game and they're like, yeah, they're kind of a necessary evil of the game. I don't think there's a lot of people that really enjoy that. Maybe newer players, but after they've been playing this for a while and see how bad they are, I don't think most people enjoy these red stars. We were already in the process of expanding the details discussed in the video in next week's blog. So not this week. It looks like this this detailed response is going to be happening next week, not this week. We'll also take this opportunity to amend it and address many of the topics detailed in this letter. Your input is important to Marvel Strike Force team, and we encourage you all to continue providing us with constructive feedback. So it looks like there's going to be at least a week before FoxNext gives their detailed response. And I'm not sure what is going to go on with the boycott before that. If they're going to wait till this response from FoxNext, or if they're going to start the boycott earlier. Pay attention to the social media and Discord and Reddit and all that to see what's happening. Now, is this going to be successful? Well, I saw this article in this Reddit post about this guy right here. This player spent $2 million in a mobile game, then he led a boycott. This is an article from VentureBeat.com from 2016. So this is an older article, but this player spent a lot of money and he organized a big spending boycott. 144 teams stopped spending and demanded that Glee make fixes in their game. Glee being the developer of the game that he was playing there. And it looks like they got a lot better communication and they got some of their demands met. So that is the situation as it's developing, guys. FoxNext has made their initial response. It looks like they're going to make a detailed response next week. Will the organizers of this boycott wait till then, though? Maybe it will start earlier. Maybe it'll wait till that blog post comes out. But what is FoxNext going to do anything in the meantime to respond to this? Because it looks like a lot of the alliances, especially the top alliances in the game, are on board with this. The question is, can they follow through and not spend? We got Symbiote Spider-Man, Cyclops, who knows what other characters, who knows what other offers coming up. Can they not spend money on this game? That is the question. We'll see what happens, guys. I hear this thing is gaining a lot of traction, and maybe outside news sources will be covering this as well. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash on that like button, join the notification squad. More videos like this coming on this channel. And if you want to check out some of the other games that I am playing, if you're not really happy with Marvel Strike Force, make sure you check out my other channel, ValleyFlyin 76. Now, there are links, like I said, to support the channel down below. LootCakes, like we mentioned in the beginning, BlueStacks. There are some other links as well, Valley merch and some other things. So make sure you check out the description down below. And I am on social media. Make sure you check me out there. Hulk fist bump, baby. ValleyFlyin out.